Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We'll start with Kirtan. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Jaya Yashodananda Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Jaya Tiravanachaari Jai Kunja Vihari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Kunja Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada 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 Shila Prabhu. जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंद हरे कृष्णा. Thank you so much for joining Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today's verse is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 3, verse number 5 to 7. So, तद उपाश्रुत्य नाभासि तद उपाश्रुत्य नाभासि खेचरानं प्रजल्पतम् जल्पतम् सती दक्षायणी देवी सती दक्षायणी देवी पितृयज्ञ महोत्सवम् प्रजान्तिं सर्वदिग्भाय उपादेव वरस्त्रिय विमानयान सा प्रेष्ट निष्काकान्ति सुवासः 4 3 5 to 7 दृष्ट्वा दृष्ट्वा सा निलया भासे लोल लोलक्षेर मृत्सकुंडल पतिं भूता पतिं देवम् उत्सुक्य अभ्यया उत्सुक्य अभ्यभासते औत्सुक्य अभ्यभाषता तद उपश्रुत्य नाभासि. Okay, so since it is late, I'm just reading the translation. Translation by his translation and purport by his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: the chaste lady Sati, the daughter of Daksha, heard the heavenly denizens lying in the sky conversing about the great sacrifice being performed by her father. When she saw that from all directions the beautiful wives of the heavenly denizens, their eyes very beautifully glittering, were near her residence and were going to the sacrifice, dressed in fine clothing and ornamented with earrings and necklaces with lockets, she approached her husband, the master of the Bhutas, in the great anxiety and spoke as follows. Purport: it appears that the residence of Lord Shiva was not on this planet but somewhere in outer space. Otherwise, how could Sati have seen the planes coming from different direction towards this planet and heard the passengers talking about the great sacrifice being performed by Daksha? Sati is described here as Dakshayani because she was the daughter of Daksha. The mention of Upadeva Vara refers to inferior demigods like the Gandharvas, Kinnaras, and Uragas, who are not exactly demigods but between the demigods and human beings. They were also coming in planes. The word Swa Nila Ya Bhasya indicates that they were passing right near her residential quarters. The dress and bodily feature of the wives of the heavenly denizens are very nicely described here. Their eyes moved, Their earrings and other ornaments glittered and glared. Their dresses were the nicest possible, and all of them had special lockets on their necklaces. Each woman was accompanied by her husband. Thus they looked very beautiful. That Sati, Dakshayani, was impelled to dress similarly and go to the sacrifice with her husband. That is the natural inclination of a woman. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I seek blessings from all of you so that even without any realization, I can glorify Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. So, we always get this kind of description in Srimad Bhagavatam, which gives us how people are materially very happy, and how they are dressed nicely, and uh, how they are enjoying the material world with with their loved ones, or how they are how this material life, their material life, is very good. So, but this is Srimad Bhagavatam, and why this kind of descriptions come in Srimad Bhagavatam? At so many places this kind of description comes. Then I was hearing from Radhashyam Prabhu. He quoted Srila Prabhupada, and he said that Srila Prabhupada said, to remove thorn, we need a needle. To remove thorn, we cannot use a flower to remove the thorn. If a thorn is stuck in our leg, we need a needle or another thorn to remove it. Similarly, if we are bitten by the poison, a snake, poisonous snake, what is the antidote? Again, another venom is only the antidote to remove that poison. For example, we have seen the in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Mahabharata, Bhima was poisoned by Duryodhan, and then he was thrown in the river. But because there were snakes in the river who bit, poisonous snake who bit Bhima, he was cured of that poison. Similarly, we, especially me, before coming in the association of devotees, I was inflicted by the material poison. I was in the association of materialistic people. I used to like their association. I used to like what they do, and I used to do what they do, and I used to get inspiration from what they do. And my dream was to become like one of them. Only only to what? Ruin my life. But now when I read all these things from Srimad Bhagavatam, that poison will be removed. How? Because one at the end of the story will come to know what will happen to all these people. Now for time being it looks very nice, it looks very glittery. But at the end of the story, past time will come to know what is going to happen. There are many stories in Srimad Bhagavatam like this. For example, one story is Ajamil's story. How Ajamil was very nice person, very nice devotee, very obedient to his father. One day went to get flowers from the forest, saw a prostitute and a Shudra enjoying each other. And by seeing it, instead of ignoring those thoughts, what is the nature of mind? It will show, it will give you, it will it will show all the things again and again. Like a movie, it keeps repeating again and again, like a reel. But what is the what we should do? Using our intelligence, we should try to ignore those thoughts. Otherwise, our mind will take us into deep ignorance, and then we will start identifying ourselves with those thoughts, and we'll start identifying ourselves with the body, and then we want to enjoy. So that is what happened with Ajamil. When he saw that sight, it registered in his mind, and he kept on meditating on those thoughts instead of ignoring them. And what happened? Because of that, he he became very disobedient. He removed all his family members from the house. He became servant of that woman, and then started doing whatever that woman wanted him to do. Started He became bandit, he became a kidnapper, he became murderer, whatnot, only to just get some money to make that woman happy. So, but in the end, because of some brahmanas who came to his house and became very compassionate towards him, who gave him the suggestion to put uh, his 10th child name as Narayana. He somehow or other, because of his previous uh, in his life, in his past life, he was obedient and he followed some devotional service. He heard their suggestion, and he put name Narayan to his son. And then in the end, he just called his name, the name of son, and Narayan at the time of death, and Vishnu Duta came and saved. Then what happened? He went to Haridwar for 12 years. He did severe austerity and and performed devotional service, and after that he he was liberated. So when we hear all these stories in Srimad Bhagavatam, we don't have to go through what Ajamil went. We can directly go at the point where Ajamil went to Srimad Bhagavatam. We can avoid all this suffering in our life. Srila Prabhupada always says in Nectar of Instruction, first verse in the purport, he says there are four kind of people. First, the most intelligent person is the one who learn just by hearing, and the second intelligent person is the one who learn by seeing. Third intelligent person is the one who learn by going through experience, and the fourth one doesn't even learn by going through all these things. He keep on doing. He's the most foolish person. So when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, when we hear these experiences, and when we sincerely pray and read Srimad Bhagavatam, we will learn from their experiences just by hearing. Srimad Bhagavatam will take us from the foremost foolish person to the topmost intelligent person. Srimad Bhagavatam, by giving these experiences, it will take us, it will put us, it will make us the most intelligent person if we are very sincere. Because by nature, who have taken birth in Kali Yuga, at least 95% of them are foolish person and very sinful person. That is the reason we got birth in Kali Yuga. But when we associate with Srimad Bhagavatam and when we hear such these stories, we will it will break our faith on the material world, and then it will put us on the platform of Sattvagun, and then from there we'll progress in devotional service. So what Ajamil had to go through, so much suffering, and in the end he attained liberation. We will avoid all that suffering, and will directly go will directly reach to the point of a devotional service, and then we will progress from there. Ultimately, what is this material happiness is going to give us? Only 1 second or 5 minutes of illusionary happiness, because it is there today, it is gone tomorrow. Material happiness cannot stay for long. It is there today, but then it is gone tomorrow. So what is the use of such kind of happiness? And when it is gone, it will give us so much suffering because we will keep meditating on our happy life and which will never come back, and it will give us so much suffering. So instead of investing on the material pleasures, we should invest on devotional service, which will be going to stay with us even after millions of trillions of lifetime, even eternity, till eternity. It will be going to, it will stay with us even when we go to Golok Vrindavan. We have this, we know this pastime of Gop Kumar. Krishna says to him when he reaches to spiritual world that I have waited for you, did this in your past lives, and then I was thinking you'll come back now, but again you chose Maya. And then in the second life, I was thinking you'll come back. Again you chose Maya, but then you did devotional service and you chose me and you came back. So Krishna is also speaking about what devotional service Gopkumar was doing in Golok Vrindavan. So it will stay with us eternity. Similarly, there are many pastime in Srimad Bhagavatam. Pururva was a great king, but he got attracted to Urvashi. And then in the ninth canto, we see that Pururva was enjoying with Urvashi materially, he was very happy, he was having all kind of enjoying all kind of material happiness. He did not have any trouble. Ninth canto ends there. But again in the 11th canto, Aila Gita, we know how Pururva go through suffering. After enjoying this kind of material happiness, he goes to intense suffering, not just suffering, intense. Urvashi leaves him, goes back to heavenly planet, and then he become bewildered. He becomes like a madman, like a mad dog. He becomes bewildered, and he becomes bewildered, and then he perform severe austerity, perform yajna to please Vishnu, and Vishnu comes to that yajna, and what is his intention? He says, okay, okay, you came, but I want to Urvashi. He's asking that to Vishnu. Even after performing yajna, which is a kind of a devotional service, but and towards Vishnu that too, not to any demigod. Still, what is asking end? What was his end desire? Oh, okay, okay, you came. That is very good, but I want to get Urvashi. So please give me boon that I'll get Urvashi. Vishnu is like, why are you? Vishnu was thinking, why are you doing like this? No, 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 no. It's okay. I want Urvashi. So then Vishnu says, okay, you'll get Urvashi, and he leaves. Then what was that end? We all know how Krishna cheats everyone. If you want material happiness, he will make sure that once you are in devotional service, you will come back to him somehow or other. So when Vishnu says, okay, okay, I'll get it, somehow he reached to heavenly planets, he see Urvashi there, and he see Urvashi with four other men. He was very upset. He was thinking, how can she do to me like that? How can she leave me and go and stay with four other more handsome men? Then he goes to Urvashi and speak. Then what Urvashi says? Now you cannot get me because you did not follow my promise. And then after prolonged begging, Urvashi says that okay, you will only see me once a year, only one time in a year, and rest of the days you cannot see me. And this Urva get so much frustrated. What is this? What is this kind of enjoyment? It is more than suffering. And then Urvashi actually preaches Pururva, just leave all this thing and meditate on Lord Vishnu. You will go back to Godhead. Why you are behind me and behind material happiness? and then Pururva come to his senses, and then Aila Gita is spoken, and then he attains perfection. So here also, when we see in his story that there he is enjoying materially till ninth canto, it seems that oh, material life is very nice. We can enjoy it, and there is no suffering. But story did not complete there. In the 11th chapter, when we come, sorry, 11th canto, when we come, we will come to know what happened. So Srimad Bhagavatam breaks faith on material world. So all these things in this purport also in this verse, how Maitreya Muni is saying how this denizens and all are very nicely decorated, very happy, very beautiful, and they are going to sacrifice with nicely dressed and with nice ornaments. And looking at that, Mother Sati gets attracted, and even she wants to go to the sacrifice of fire sacrifice of her father. So then so when we see all these things, like Mother Sati saw, we might get attracted to this. Oh wow, this is so nice. But if we don't but and what is the end result? End result is very bad. If anything we are doing which does not have Krishna in the center, end result is always bad, always suffering, not just suffering, intense suffering. Here also we see Prabhupada use that Sati was in great anxiety after looking all these people. Why? We can see here Mother Sati wanted to go to her father's place with nice decoration, so that even she can enjoy the company of her relatives and all. But I don't think so that Mother Sati must have thought of Vishnu. And when Shiva explained that no, you should not go there because you were not invited, but still Mother Sati was so much adamant, she left Lord Shiva and went. So when this kind of anxiety when this kind of situation is happening, it is clear that Lord Krishna is not in the center. So we should take shelter of Krishna, and we will be saved from all this kind of suffering. So anytime, maybe we see some people are having so much happiness as we are seeing in this here, but it will not stay for long. Always try to glorify Krishna, always speak about Krishna, always think about Krishna. I'm speaking these words, but I don't have any realization. I'm just repeating like a parrot. But we I but we should do this thing. We should always think of Krishna, remember Krishna, and we will Krishna will show us clear picture of the material world. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, what are the attribute of this material world? Dukkhalayam ashvasatam. That means this is the place of suffering, and it is temporary. So if we have attachment to something which is temporary, we are going to get suffering only. So we should dovetail our attachment to something which is constant, which is permanent, which is eternal. And what is it? Krishna is eternal, Krishna is constant, Krishna is permanent. If we attach our attachment, if we keep our mind to something which is permanent, which is Krishna, will always be satisfied. Otherwise, we'll always be anxious and will always be suffering. So, from this episode, whatever we are learning, whatever we are hearing, Srimad Bhagavatam always breaks faith on material world, and Srimad Bhagavatam always tries to attract people to towards Krishna. That is why Srimad Bhagavatam is called Mahapuran, because that is only important thing in anybody's life, whether you are demigod, whether you are upadeva vara, or whether you are human, or whether you are whatever. If you can somehow or other get connected with Krishna, somehow or other get connected with Guru, somehow or other get connected with Shastra, which is glorifying Krishna, and somehow or other get connected with devotees, your end will be good. We will, in the end, will see Krishna. Will go back to Godhead. Otherwise, we will keep on taking birth and then keep on enjoying the material world only to suffer and then die. Again, birth, enjoy material world only to suffer more and die. So we create we we are in the loop. Only person who can take us out of this loop is Guru, Krishna, and devotees and Shastra. So what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, that always take shelter of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. You will be saved, you will be delivered. Otherwise, there is no hope, there is no hope, there is no hope. So, and then there is one more story, Yayati, in Srimad Bhagavatam. Yayati story is ultimate. There are there are two friends, Sarmishta and Devyani. One day, what happens? Sarmishta is a daughter of king, and Devyani is a daughter of Shukracharya. Devyani is Brahmani, Sarmishta is Kshatriyani. One day, what happened? Sharmishta, in fun, she wore the clothes of Devyani, and Devyani, even though she is Brahmana, she have a sharp tongue. That is what it is said. Srila Prabhupada says, Sharmishta was innocent, but she is Kshatriyani. Devyani was Brahmani, but still she was very sharp in speaking. So when Devyani saw that Sarmishta wore her clothes, Devyani started speaking heavily. She said, "You stole my clothes like a dog steal butter from Brahmana's house." Like that she spoke. And Sarmishta, being Kshatriyani, she became very angry. What she did? Okay, you are speaking like this to me. She took Devyani and threw her in the well. So just she took Devyani and threw her into the well. And then Devyani was now struggling to come out of the well. And then Yayati happened to uh, 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 come near that well. He hears somebody's calling for help, and then Yayati came, and then he gave his chadar to Devyani, and Devyani came out. In this process, Yayati happened to touch the hand of Devyani, and then Devyani said, "Now you have to marry me." Why? Because you touched my hand. Now nobody will marry me. Only you can marry me. So you have to marry me. So by this time, even Yayati got attracted to Devyani, and then they got married. And what happened? There is a long story. But Yayati enjoyed for thousands of years. So by hearing this pastime, we'll see, oh, this material world is so much happy ending. In the end, everybody is enjoying. No, in the end, what happens? The says that whatever he did is like he wasted all his life. He went through so much suffering, and then in the end, he took shelter of Krishna, and then he was delivered. So that is what happens. If you try to enjoy material world, the end result is frustration. So we have to take shelter of Krishna. And then there are so many pastimes. Chitraketu pastime. He was struggling to get a child. Once he got the child, he was very happy, but in 6 months, his child was dead. And then he went through so much suffering. And then he heard the advice of Narad Muni and Angira Muni. But to hearing the advice, also he had to go through suffering. He was not hearing their advice. The Harsha Shoka was again brought back to life. And when he started preaching, then he came to his senses. And then he took shelter of the holy name. And then he heard the advice of Sadhu. And then he came back to his senses and he was liberated. So any material happiness in the Srimad Bhagavatam who is enjoying had gone through equal or more amount of suffering. And then in the end, they took shelter of Krishna and they were delivered. So that is what we have to learn from all these pastimes. That that is what Srimad Bhagavatam is trying to show us from this pastime, from these verses. When Srimad Bhagavatam glorifies these people who are materially advanced, then Srimad Bhagavatam also breaks the faith from this material condition of life. So in the end, we should take shelter of Krishna, Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. That is our only hope and only hope. There is no other hope to come out of the to come out of our material suffering and be satisfied in our spiritual life and whatever we have in our life. We will be neutral whether we are going through suffering or whether we are going through happiness. We will be not elevated in our happiness and we will not be distressed in our suffering because Krishna is with us, sadhus are with us, Shastra is with us, and Guru is with us. So that is what I wanted to speak today. Please forgive me if I have spoken anything wrong. And if there are any corrections, please correct me. Hare Krishna. Do you have anything to say, Prabhu? Yeah. 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 Mother Sati. Yeah. She was also told, yeah, by Lord Shiva. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, true. Same thing, Kala Krishna Das, and then again the Duryodhan and everybody, they were with Krishna, but still nothing happened because they were inclined for material happiness. They were not inclined to make their life to make their life successful and understand why this material. Yeah, 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 yeah. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu warns us Sadhu, Guru, and Shastra. Always be in association with them. Just even a movement here and there gone. No. Yeah. So that is why, yeah, whatever you said, that constantly associate, read, and remind ourselves. Otherwise, our intelligence is broken. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing. I'll just check. On, anybody have anything to say online? If nobody have anything, then we'll end here. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Thank you so much for the wonderful class, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.